to the English 360 podcast. I'm Mia.
Hello, Mia. And hello, everyone. It is great to be here again.
It's wonderful to have you back, Alex. And to all of our incredible listeners, thank you for tuning in. Today, we have a super simple and very useful topic for you, especially if you are a beginner.
That's right, Mia. We are going to talk about our day. You know, the things we do every single day. It's a fantastic, practical way to learn some basic verbs and vocabulary.
Exactly. Before we dive into the details of our routines, a quick favor. If you love learning English with us, remember to hit that subscribe button. Share this episode with your friends who are also learning, and give us a thumbs up. That really helps us out a lot.
Yes, please do. And we love hearing from you too. So feel free to leave a comment about your day or anything you are learning. Now, Mia, are you ready to talk about what we do during the day?
Absolutely, Alex. Let's start with the morning. What do you usually do first?
Well, the first thing I do is wake up. I usually wake up around 6:30.
6:30. Wow, you're an early bird, Alex. I sometimes wake up a little later, around 7. After I wake up, I get out of bed.
Me too. Get out of bed is a very important phrase. We'll talk about all these key action verbs today.
Okay, so after I get out of bed, I go to the bathroom. I brush my teeth and wash my face.
Brush my teeth and wash my face. These are also very common and essential actions for our listeners to learn.
That's right. After that, I go to the kitchen.
Ah, the kitchen. What do you do in the kitchen in the morning?
I usually make breakfast.
Make breakfast is much more common than saying prepare breakfast.
Make breakfast. What do you usually have for breakfast, Alex?
I usually have coffee and toast. Sometimes I grab a piece of fruit, like an apple.
Coffee and toast. Simple and delicious. I usually have tea and some cereal.
Nice.
After breakfast, I get dressed.
Get dressed. That means you put on your clothes.
Exactly. I choose my clothes for the day and put them on. And what do you do after you get dressed, Alex?
Well, if I'm heading out to the office, I might put on my shoes and my coat. Put on my shoes and put on my coat. These are great phrasal verbs for putting on clothes.
Very good. Then I usually leave the house.
Leave the house. Where do you usually go when you leave the house in the morning?
Yes, then I get dressed. If I need to go to the office, I put on my shoes and then I leave the house and go to work.
That's a great morning routine, Mia. We used a lot of important verbs there. Wake up, get out of bed, go to the bathroom, brush my teeth, wash my face, go to the kitchen, make breakfast, have breakfast, get dressed, put on shoes, leave the house, go to work.
Yes, those are very useful action verbs for beginners. Now that we're at the office or at our home desk, let's talk about what we do during the day.
Okay, Mia, we're at the office. What do you do at work?
At work, I usually sit at my desk and work on my computer. I answer emails and write reports.
Sit at my desk, work on my computer, answer emails, and write reports. These are all things many people do at work. Those are excellent verbs for a professional context.
That's right. Sometimes I also have meetings with my colleagues.
Have meetings. Meetings are when people get together to talk about work.
Of course. And sometimes those meetings can be long. What about you, Mia? What do you do during the day, especially if you work from home?
If I work from home, I also sit at my desk and use my computer. I might write articles or prepare lessons for the podcast. Sometimes I have online meetings.
Write articles, prepare lessons, and online meetings. Very useful phrases. And then, usually around lunchtime, I have lunch.
Have lunch. What do you usually eat for lunch, Alex?
I often have a sandwich or a salad. Something light and quick.
A sandwich. A salad sounds healthy. I sometimes bring my lunch from home or I go out to eat.
Go out to eat. That's nice. After lunch, we usually go back to work.
Yes, back to work until the end of the day. And for many people, the hardest part of the afternoon is when they hit a slump. That means they feel tired and their energy drops.
Oh, I know that feeling. When I hit a slump, I usually take a short break or grab a second coffee. Take a short break is another great phrasal verb.
Definitely. We have to power through the afternoon. Power through means to continue with difficulty. It's an essential work phrase. What happens after work, Alex?
After work, I usually go home. Go home. That's a great feeling.
What do you do when you get home?
Well, sometimes I relax on the sofa and watch TV. Relax on the sofa. Watch TV.
That sounds nice and relaxing. It is. Sometimes I also cook dinner. Cook dinner. What do you like to cook?
I like to cook pasta, or sometimes I make a simple soup. Pasta, soup. Delicious.
I also like to cook dinner. Sometimes I try new recipes. That's fun. Now, let's move into the evening routine.
Okay, Mia, evening time. After dinner, what do you usually do?
After dinner, I often wash the dishes. Wash the dishes. Not my favorite activity, but it has to be done.
Me neither. Sometimes I read a book or talk to my family or friends. Read a book, talk to my family, talk to my friends. These are all great evening activities.
What about you, Alex? What do you do in the evening to unwind? Unwind is a great verb for relaxing after stress.
That's an excellent verb. In the evening, I sometimes go for a walk. Go for a walk. That's good exercise.
Yes, it is. Or I might listen to music. Listen to music. What kind of music do you like?
I like many kinds, but often I listen to something relaxing in the evening.
That sounds lovely. So, we're getting close to the end of the day. What's the last thing you do?
Before going to bed, I usually brush my teeth again. Brush my teeth.
Good habit.
Yes, it is. And then I go to bed. Go to bed. What time do you usually go to bed, Mia?
I try to go to bed around 10:30 or 11.
That's a good time. I usually go to bed a little later, around 11:30. Okay, let's talk about how we talk about these routine activities in general. We've used the simple present tense constantly, right?
Right. We say, I cook dinner. I read a book. I go to bed. We don't use
am going or will go because these are things we do regularly.
That's a fundamental grammar point for beginners. And we also use adverbs of frequency to make our routines sound more realistic.
Yes, I used usually and sometimes. For example, I usually have coffee, but I sometimes eat fruit. Using adverbs like usually, often, sometimes, and never helps describe how frequently you do something.
It adds detail. If you say, I always brush my teeth, it tells the listener this action is a fixed part of your routine. If you say, I rarely cook, it shows that you usually eat out.
Exactly. So for our listeners, practice putting your action verbs cook, read, go together with your adverbs of frequency. Usually, sometimes, always, to build a strong description of your evening routine.
That is the best way to practice the simple present tense. Now, let's wrap up our day with a summary of everything we covered.
So, Alex, we've walked through the entire 360 degrees of our day, from waking up to going to bed. Now, let's quickly discuss how listeners can use this information right now.
This is the most important part. The goal is to move from passive learning to active speaking. We used these action verbs repeatedly. Our listeners need to do the same.
Absolutely. Try to think about what you do from morning until night and say it in English. You can even use your phone to record yourself describing your day.
That's great practice. Another useful tip is to write it down. Writing can help you remember the words and phrases better than just listening.
And don't forget the phrasal verbs we highlighted. They make your English sound natural. Instead of saying, I leave the house, practice saying, I head out.
Yes! Instead of saying, I become tired, try saying, I hit a slump. These are small changes that make a huge difference in fluency.
Let's also remind our listeners about the power of the simple present tense here. When you are asked, what do you do on weekends? Always answer using the simple present. I often relax at home, or I usually go for a hike.
That's a key grammatical habit. And remember to be patient with yourself. Learning a new language takes time and practice. Be patient with yourself and celebrate your progress, no matter how small it seems.
That's such good advice, Alex. It's not about perfection. It's about communication. If you can communicate your daily routine, you have a solid foundation for most simple conversations.
We hope our listeners found this helpful. We covered so many useful everyday actions and natural phrases.
Let's quickly throw out a few more important action verbs we used during the workday. Take a short break, check my emails, have an online meeting, and write reports.
And for the home routine, cook dinner, wash the dishes, read a book, and go for a walk.
And always remember the importance of starting and ending your day right, linguistically speaking. Wake up and go to bed.
By practicing these phrases, you'll be able to describe your whole life in English.
So, to summarize our day, we talked about waking up and getting ready in the morning, going to work or working from home, having lunch, finishing work, going home, relaxing, having dinner, and going to bed.
Yes, Alex. We covered so many useful everyday actions. Remember the key verbs: wake up, get out of bed, get dressed, make breakfast, have lunch, relax, cook dinner, and go to bed.
That's a fantastic list, Mia. These are all things that everyone does regularly. So learning these phrases is super helpful for beginners.
Absolutely. And remember, you can use these phrases to talk about your own day. Try to think about what you do from morning until night and say it in English.
And if you enjoyed this episode and found it helpful, please don't forget to subscribe to our channel so you don't miss any future lessons.
That's right. And please share this episode with anyone you know who is also learning English. We love to hear from you, so leave a comment below telling us about your day in English.
So until next time, keep practicing your English and have a wonderful day.
Bye for now, everyone.
Goodbye.